Could this man be the first Australian to win the UFC's The Ultimate Fighter? You'll have to find out. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your main event.
Live from HBF Stadium Festival Hall. Melbourne Pavilion.
Not even backstage, we're literally outside.
Was that the best fight card in Australian MMA history?
Call me crazy, but make sure you call me when I'm right.
Be good if the Aussie MMA Instagram page would give us a bit of glow up because we're killing it.
Welcome to the Australian MMA podcast. Today's guest is Kaan Ofli, who is in the final of The Ultimate Fighter, a reality show by the UFC, and the winner is awarded a six-figure contract to compete in the UFC. Kaan Ofli has gotten into the competition and done very well, and he talks about how the fact that he didn't even basically fill out the application, his partner did, and he wasn't too high on even getting in the show that way, and he miraculously found a way in. And not only has he found a way in, he's found a way to dominate the competition, as recently as picking up a 30-second submission victory in the semi-finals, punching a ticket into the final of The Ultimate Fighter. Now, you can check it out on KO, I believe, or ESPN, TUF 32, if you want to check those out. Now, I mentioned him being the first ever winner of The Ultimate Fighter. We, of course, had Robert Whittaker, the former UFC middleweight champion. He won TUF Smashes, which was back when I think we had Australia versus the United Kingdom all those years ago. But Kaan Ofli is looking to become the first Australian to win the competition outright. Now, Kaan Ofli has many countries on his back, currently living in Bali, running The Block, and he is of Turkish descent, and he grew up in Australia, so he's got both the Turkish community and the Australian community on his back, trying to push him through to victory. He talks about getting into The Ultimate Fighter, what it was like, just how much trouble you can get in if you spoil the pre-recorded results, and just what he would do with the money, of course, touching on his tough upbringing in the Melbourne housing projects. So, without further ado, I feel like you're caught up if you don't know who the man is. If you want to find out more, stick around. We're just going to hear from our friends at PRP Global. And then on the other side, we have one man who is one half of the TUF 32 finale, Kaan Ofli. Fuel the fight with Australian-made MMA-inspired streetwear and support the next generation of MMA superstars. Delivering unprecedented support to the Aussie MMA scene, support PRP Global on their journey. 100% of profits go to the fighters. Check PRP Global out today. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome onto the show. Welcome back, Kaan Ofli. Welcome.
How are you, mate?
Mate, you're silently becoming a little bit of a superstar. You feeling it?
Mate, I was already a superstar. Just everyone was counting me out.
That's
just
true.
Had to prove it to everyone.
That was, man. It felt like, in a way, I mean, everyone knew that you were kind of up there in talent, but no one was going, Kaan Ofli needs to be in the UFC. Kaan Ofli needs to be in the UFC. It was you, your close friends, your family type thing, and boy, you're making everyone regret pushing the likes of Rod Costa and Justin Van Hiden, because look at Kaan Ofli. He's in the back door, and you're now in the finale, mate. How does it feel?
It feels amazing. It's still overwhelming. The work hasn't been completed yet. There's still missions and tasks at hand. So I'm not celebrating too much right now, and maybe that's still me being humble, and maybe the reason why I wasn't getting pushed earlier before. But everything's moving well, bro.
You've often said to me that you don't enjoy sort of the smack talk. Sometimes you get frustrated that you see some guys get elevated when they are the ones that smack talk. Are you proud that you kind of stayed true to kind of who you were, and now you're getting your shine your way?
Yeah, I'm happy for all the trials, tribulations, setbacks, whatever it is, whatever you want to call it. I was always myself. I was always humble. I didn't try to be like, someone that I'm not. And I think everyone sees that now, and I'll get respect for it.
Is it weird to celebrate a victory that happened 6 months ago?
Yeah, for sure. I was celebrating like by myself, you know what I mean? Like without telling people. So it was a weird experience, and it was pretty hard to keep it on the down low. But yeah.
Be honest. Who'd you tell?
Just close friends and family, and people that have also signed NDAs. So yeah, I didn't want to get in trouble.
Is there, I guess people often wonder this, like, does the UFC know? Surely they know that you're going to tell like your partner. Is that part of the deal? They go like, okay, you can tell them, but they've got to sign this.
Yeah, particular people do need to sign certain things, and yeah, and they'll get in trouble, and I'll get in trouble. I don't know how that works, but I didn't get in trouble till now, so it's all good.
Is it kind of scary knowing that you're sitting on valuable news like that?
Fucking oath, I signed a contract saying that I was paying 5 mil if any news got out, so
What?
that's me retired. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it's pretty full on. They invest a lot of money and resources into TV. So yeah.
Jeez. And that's yeah, I've always wondered why people kept their mouth shut, and that makes sense.
Yeah.
Mate, what was it like in the house? I mean, we all know Kaan Ofli fighting, preparing for fighting. There's a lot of fighters that know what that's like, but even less know what it's like to be on a reality show about it. What were some of the things that sort of shocked you going in, if you can even talk about it?
Yeah, there was just the fact that you've got a mic on you. That octagon necklace is actually a mic. So the fact that you're mic'd 24/7 and that there's cameras set up in the house like Big Brother, and then on top of that you've got like 3-4 guys running around with big production cameras in your face, like you literally are like waking up out of bed trying to like pick your nose, and there's a massive camera in your face. So that was definitely a bit annoying at times and hard, but the fact that it's so much in your face that you kind of just, the only way that I could deal with it was just like fuck it, just be yourself, and it is what it is. 'Cause if you put too much energy into how you're going to act and talk whenever there was a camera in front of you, it would have drained your energy that whole time. So, but the whole experience, the fighting side of it, making weight twice within a short period of time, the injuries, all the cameras and all that, it's leveled me up so much, fighting wise, but also entertainment, and just being in front of the camera, wise.
Are you happy with how you were portrayed?
Yeah, like there wasn't as if I was doing something else that they didn't show. Obviously there's so much that happened, and they can't show everything because it's obviously broadcasted to national TV, and yeah, but we were a professional bunch compared to other seasons. But yeah, that just shows the evolvement of the sport.
Yeah, and in terms of you're getting this really impressive semi-final victory in 30 seconds. Are you waiting by your phone, waiting to get blown up by like all the congratulations?
It's already blown up. Yeah, it's been blowing up, so it's really nice to see. I feel like this was delayed, and yeah, this is the best thing that could have happened to me.
And in terms of the fact that if the story is correct, like I don't actually think we've talked about it, but what I was hearing is that your partner filled in the application for you going into the house. How much of a whirlwind is it going from that to obviously now in the final?
Crazy. I don't know why, I was just a bit negative when as you know, I was been trying to get my contract for a minute, and I felt like I had done enough. So yeah, that application was getting sent around to me from a few friends, and I don't know, bro. I was just negative about it for some reason. I thought maybe because I thought I was worthy enough to be in the UFC that this was almost just like a hurdle, And there was I didn't speak to her about it for a few weeks, and it was the last day, and she looked at me and she's like, "You're gonna fucking do this," and I was like, "Nah, fuck, I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna do that." And she's like, "You've got no choice. This is your dream. This is what you do." And I was like, "No, I'm not doing it." And then she pulls out the laptop, and she gave me these eyes, and this face was, I think she was probably going to break up with me if I didn't do the show. And even then I was like, "I'm not filling it out. You fill it out." So she filled it out for me, and we sent it off and the next day they were in touch with me, so that was pretty cool. And obviously, fast forward now, I'm in the finals.
What's that like to have someone that believes in you almost in moments more than you even believe in yourself?
Yeah, that's she's helped me a lot in my life, and that's why I've married this woman for many different reasons. But the amount of support that she gives me is amazing, and the fact that she's kind of delved into MMA as well. Like, she's got nothing to do with MMA. She doesn't train MMA, but obviously being with me, she's learned so much about the highs and lows and the training and the mental and the nutrition and everything. So she's yeah, we're kind of like a powerhouse now, and we're on a mission together.
Did you watch, like, I don't know if in the application, do you have to put your bank details in? Did you make sure that it was yours and not hers?
Yeah, no, it was mine.
Oh, mate, it's obviously really, really good to see because, like you said, you were kind of glossed over, and I feel like everyone has talked about Dana White Contender Series, and you've kind of been like, no, 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 Tough's still cool. How does it feel to kind of be the man keeping the Ultimate Fighter alive for Australia right now?
Yeah, it feels amazing. I've now created history. It's been a minute since there's been an Aussie on Tough, and there's also been a lot of greats that have come through Tough as well. It's kind of like this. The UFC say it too, that they love Tough so much because so many champions or contenders have come through Tough. So it's almost like if you can get through Tough, if you can win Tough or even get to the finals, like, they see you as someone, like a prodigy. They see you as someone that's built for this sport.
Would you have done it differently in the sense of if you could skip all of this back in March and maybe just get a call in June to compete at UFC 305 in Perth? Would you have rather that, or are you glad that you went through this journey?
No, I'm glad. I'm glad that I did it this way because now I've got so much more exposure. And when I win and do become the Ultimate Fighter, I will uh, talk my shit a little bit and maybe take a leaf out of your book and all the other guys in Australia, and call my shots and race for the belt. Because you don't obviously have too long in this sport. So if I was to just get signed to the UFC, I feel like I would have had to have maybe 2-3 fights in the prelims, and no one probably would watch them fights and whatnot. So this way, I feel like I'm just gonna race up to the belt much quicker.
Mate, I'll take great pride in amping up the trash talk for you. So I like that. I'm glad that we
You'll
got
have
to
to
do
give me
that.
some PTs on
I've actually thought about doing that.
it.
Mate, how's the life going? Obviously, you're in Bali now. The gym, how's that all going?
Yeah, look, it's going well. The lifestyle is obviously great for me. The gym is still new, so we're still building the team and the coaches and stuff like that. But there's a lot of things in the pipeline, and it's just making it work. It's never, no camp is perfect. There's always things that you got to deal with. But I had Simon come over for a little bit, and I've also had a few of the boys from Absolute as well come, and a couple of them are still here helping me with some training. So it's been amazing having them, and yeah, nothing to complain about.
Well, that's one rumor I didn't run with was that Kaan Ofli leaving Absolute MMA. Never said that. So,
Mate, you say a lot of shit. So did you say that? Did you
nah,
say
that was Joel. That was one I actually didn't run with. So,
Fuck's sake. No. There's no leaving Absolute. It was like, I don't know if I've told you, or I've said this online before. The reason why I left Australia was just, it was just getting a little bit too hard for me juggling work life and training life, just financially. As we know, Australia's, the whole world is really have become pretty expensive, with inflation and everything like that. And yeah, it was just getting a little bit draining and hard for me. I was living in my mum's housing commission house, and I felt like I wasn't really able to provide. So yeah, the main reason was that I got a job over here, and I was able to just focus on my career a little bit more.
can I say that I'm going to go ahead and assume that when you do get a big contract, when you do get a big win, can you talk about what it's going to be like to buy your mum a house?
It's my dream, bro. Yeah, I don't have a father. My father passed away when I was young, and we've been kind of, you know, Yeah, it's been hard for the whole family, so that's definitely on my top of my list. You know, as soon as I make a few bonuses and I make some money, that's one of the first things that I'm going to do. Buy my mother a house.
And before I let you go, mate, how annoyed does the Turkish community get at you for having the Aussie flag?
Man, I didn't even know that was going to be a thing, but it's now become this huge thing. And you know, my whole career, it's like, again, I say it how it is. I'm an Aussie. I'm born in Australia, Melbourne boy. You know what I mean? I've moved all around Australia and Melbourne, really. But my roots are Turkish. You know, both my parents are Turkish, and I speak Turkish. And I wanted to, you know, kind of represent both countries, which, and I still am going to do that moving forward. But it was kind of a producer's choice on the show. They said, listen, like, where's your home? You know what I mean? Like, where were you born? Where have all your fights been? Where are your sponsors come from? And I was like, Australia. And I do want to represent Australia because I, yeah, everything is Australian to me, you know. So, but I, you know, because of my culture and, you know, many other reasons, trying to expand my audience, I definitely will tap into the Turkish market, and I'll have to bring the Turkish flag to the next one. I'll have both. Maybe I'll get it stitched up. So
Well, I was going to say, will we see an Indonesian flag at the finale?
all three, yeah. I'm a universal fighter.
Oh, you really are, mate. Look, it's been so good to see you do so well. Final question before we do go is prediction of the finale. How does it go? I mean, you don't even know who you're fighting yet, but how does it go?
Yeah, I don't know who I'm fighting yet, and I don't care who I fight, but yeah, I entered this thing to win the whole thing, and I didn't care who I was going to be fighting, my teammate or the other team. I'm going to get another finish, and I'm going to shock the world.
Awesome. Thank you, brother. Thank you for taking the time, and we'll see you on the other side of victory.
Thank you, brother.